In 1968, things started to change. A company in Hollywood, California, a guy by the name of Ed DiMeglio, no relation, put together a camera that we could use out in the field, in the woods, in the water, on a boat. Didn't have to worry about electricity, didn't have to worry about sound engineer. He built everything into this one film camera. And it was called the CP, standing for Cinema Products, CP16, 16 connoting 16 millimeter film. And I happen to have one, which I've used many times. I don't know if I'm strong enough to pick it up, but I'm going to try. And this is the camera. It was worked this way. And I have a VU meter here. I have a telephoto lens. I can go in as close as 3 feet or as far as away as infinity. It was battery operated, totally capable of doing everything. Could mount the microphone right there. Didn't have to have an engineer, or didn't have to have anybody else with me. And this brought the end of the early days of filmmaking. From here on, it was all over. And Paul, I think it's your turn.
We waited years for those CP16 who were promised a lightweight alloy camera instead of the heavy Oricon, which usually was on a tripod. And they no sooner got these in operation as soon as a few years went by, and along came video cameras. And I've heard that there have been back problems among photographers all over the world ever since, because you've seen those video cameras. They're pretty enormous, aren't they?
Yes.
They just sit up here, they're heavy. And I've always heard that, well, they made them this way because they had to be professional. And yet we see people with nice little cameras like this gentleman has down here, neat little ones that do a wonderful job, and I still wonder why they're so enormous. That means I haven't caught up with the times. And by the way, since Ed's talking about film and our evolution from film to video, this is the 16 millimeter film. This is a process roll, so I can do this with it. And there it is. So nice to hold up the light like that to look at it. You can see a few frames. A frame is a picture. We expose normally at 24 frames per second, 24 pictures per second. Play it back on the projector, the same speed, and we have a normal viewing. We could take this reel right out of that Bell & Howell camera that Ed showed you and open it in light, because the film on top, the first 4 or 5 feet or 3 feet, would protect the light-sensitive film underneath. So you'd waste a few top feet of film, knowing that because it's such a tight fit in here, it would be safe. However,
And the optical soundtrack and the magnetic soundtrack on this side of the film.
that's right. Then, well, we started out, it was all optical film. And I'm going to show you some pictures. We can actually bring a couple up, Tina. By the way, some of these graphics are preserved in the book because they were done by John Dagacy, our staff artist. You can probably see this way in this light. All right.
Is that good light for you?
Yeah, it's fine. And he did some awfully good work, illustrations, and I knew it was a really good letter.